Oho, sağ ol Burak. Bu gelmiyor bu ya. Bu gelse güzel olacak aslında da.
Ne açıkta kalacak?
Bakalım 10 gün mü kaldı? Kaç gün kaldı? Belki gelir ya. Yo o girer oynatırız ya. Niye girmez? Sef şeye girer yani. SF, MF. Yeni sonuçta çift gözenekli olduğu için. Bu dur ben. Dizi izliyordum da. Dur ben. İşte şu şeye girer işte. Bu Cruyff'la Nedved'in yerine şey yapabiliriz. Kadro benim normal ya, idare eder. Çok iyi değil. Çok kötü değil. Çift şöyle yapayım ben bunu. Aslında bunu ikinci ararım da şunu şöyle yapsam. O şey yapalım bunu ben. Bunun yerine mecbur şöyle yapalım. 1700 ne güzel geldiydim. Yine şu iki maçı kaybetmesem, iki maçı kazansaydım çıkıyordum ya. Anasını satacağım var ya bu işin. Maalesef çok hile var. Bu AI dediğin gibi dün de dedin ya sen akşam. Yenilmeyeceğim, adamlara yeniliyorum. 1-0 yeniyorum mesela, ilk atıyorum golü. Sonra 2-1 yeniyor beni adam, 3-1 yeniyor. Neyse biz de elimize gelen fırsatları değerlendiremiyoruz düzgünce. Ben çıkıyordum ya, her sezon çıkıyordum abi. Son 2 sezondur çıkamıyorum. Bu 3. sezon olacak Perşembe günü. Tabii şimdi çıkamazsak. Çıksak da bir faydası yok. Ne yapalım? Dur şunları ikinci ara alalım. İkisi de yukarı kaldırmış. Yamal, Gareth Bale. Yamal. Nasip. Şimdi uğraşayım biraz dedim. İşte ondan girdim. Yamal. Gareth Bale. Marmaris'te nerede oturuyorsun? Ben Marmarisliyim arkadaşım. Ama Marmaris'te oturmuyorum. Dalyan'da oturuyorum. Dalyan'a göçtük zamanında. Ama Marmaris'in Taşlıca köyündenim ben. Söğüt, Bozburun o taraflarda. Gökhan Ekener. Ben de derken sen de mi Dalyan'da oturuyorsun? Ha, Armut Alan mı? Tamam. Biz Marmarisliyiz. İşte köy şeyde Armut Alan'da bizim şey var ya. Mezemgil var. Taşlıca köyündenim ben. En son köy. Bilirsiniz herhalde. Serçe. Söğüt'ten sonraki. Saran'da Söğüt. Yerlisiyiz yani. Ha, tamam. Hoş geldin. Yeni geldin gibi. Abone de oldun herhalde. Çünkü yazdığına göre. Balına girdim Söğüt. Ha. Anladım. Söğüt güzeldir ya. Bizim köy de güzel. Ama bizim köy biraz susuz, taş. Anam. Penaltı. İskoçya'da mısın? Ha, güzel. Ben İngiltere'deyim ben de. Ben de İngiltere'deyim. 20 yıl oldu. Londra'dayım ben. Bu şeyi bilirsin belki. Heathrow Airport var. Ah be! Abi oraya atam tutar, buraya atam tutar. Nasıl anlıyorsunuz ya arkadaş? Barton ha tamam. Ben Heathrow Airport'ta oturuyorum ya yakın. 15-20 dakika. 15-20 dakika bile değil de ben öyle diyorum neyse. Daha yakın. Çünkü 2-3-4 var ya o 1-2-3 terminal. Ben hangisine yakınım bilmiyorum. Glasgow mu? O, evet. Gelecektim, görecektim ben oraları da şey yapamadım ya. Babam gidelim gidelim dedi. Her geldiklerine gidelim diyorlar. Bir türlü şey olmadı. İskoçya'ya gitmek. İskoçya çok güzel ya. Ben dün hatta video falan seyrediyorum. İskoçya'da gezilecek yerler diye de mükemmel yerler ya. Bu dağlar, mağlar falan çok güzel. Tarihi şeyler var. Kalıntılar, malıntılar bir sürü. Şimdi gol yiyeceğiz. Durun beni konuşturmayın bakalım. Evet evet. Çok güzel. Ben seviyorum. Geleceğim ya. Ben gelirsem yani geleceğim derken gezmeye gelebilirsem arabayla geleceğim. Ben yavaş yavaş geze geze. Tabii canım. İngiltere'den daha güzeldir. Şeyi bile izledik gördük ya. Neyinin adı? Mel Gibson mıydı o? Braveheart mıydı? Neydi? Müzikleri hoşuma gidiyor benim ya İskoçya'nın. Bak oraya atacağına sağa atsana be koçum be. Sağa atsana be gol atsak ya be. Dur bakalım neyse halledeceğiz. Müziği şey ne diyorlar o enstrümanın adına? Kafa vurmadım, kafa vurmadım. Bilerek vurmadım bak. PES'ten ekle oynarız. İşte TR Marmaris'le arat. Ben ama şey yapmıyorum ya fazla. Şeyle oynamıyorum ben. Kendi grubumuz var anca biz şey yapabiliriz. Sniper oynuyor musun sen? Sniper Elite 4 var. Biliyor musun bilmiyorum. Onu oynarsan oynarız. Ha futbolda yani pek şey yapmıyorum da ekle yine. TR alt tire Marmaris'li işte bu şeydeki gibi. Nerede bakayım? Yazıyor mu benim şeyde? Evet şeyde yazıyor YouTube'un kanalın başlığındaki gibi. TR alt tire 48. Ha FC oynamıyorum ben. Hiç sevmem. Yani üstüne alınma ama bebek oyunu o ya. Hiç sevmem. Hiç işim olmaz. Oynadım birkaç kere ama oynamam yani. O oyuncak gibi ya. Defansla alıp gidip gol atıp geliyorsun onunla. Yani yanlış anlamadı. Ben de bak inanır mısın şu defanstan aldım. Gittim. Gol attım geldim defanstaki oyuncuyla. Böyle salak bir oyun olamaz. Bu kadar saçma bir oyun olamaz yani. Oyuncak karakteri gibi zaten. Defans yapamıyorsun. Defans yapamazsın. Çalımı atarsın adamdan topu alamazsın. O yüzden atıp gidiyorum. Var benim şeye bak bir. Sen söyle. Arattır. TR Marmarisli FC 26 veya 25 yazdı. Oradan çıkar eski. Vardır benim videolarda. Bir bak bakalım nasıl oynamışım. Benim çocuklar oynuyor ya onu. Ben oynamıyorum. Benim çocuklar bir şeyler yapıyor. Takım kuruyor. Oyuncu alıyorlar. Bir şeyler. İkisi de oynuyor benim oğlanların. Onlar oynuyor. Ben sadece bakıyorum onlar oynarken. Hadi oğlum. Ulan dışarı mı çıktı? Ben sevmiyorum kısacası. Neyse. Herkesin fikri kendine. Benim hoşuma gitmiyor. Var yani 26 var şu anda bende aldık. Almadık. Bir arkadaştan indirdim ben de. Ama benlik değil arkadaşım. Bu zevki vermiyor yani. Yaş kaç senin? Ah be, bir geçse. 45 mi o? İyi, güzel. Ben biraz büyüksün benden. Ben 83'lüyüm. Kaç oluyor? 43 mü oluyor? 42 mi oluyor? Yaşımı bilmiyorum ben daha ya. 81 abimle yaşasın sen. Benim birader de 81'li. Hadi oğlum alıverin şunu. Atı verelim hızlıca. Adam tehlikeli gelmeden. Hadi. Hadi. Ha süper al. Ya yerden at be işte. Ah be ben de Burak şeyi açtıydık ya dün. Sinirlendim de açtıydım. Hala o varmış ya. Dur bakalım. 10 kişi mi? Hiç dikkat etmedim. Ne zaman yemiş şu kartı? Ya bazen belli olmuyor. 10 kişiye bile yenildim. Geçen gün sinir krizi geçirdim ya. Ama belli etmiyorum tabii size. Yiyeceğim ortalığı yani. Kamerayı aç. Hadi oğlum. Ah be çok güzeldi be. Ya benim işim olmaz aslında. Beni biliyorsun bilmiyorum bayağıdır izliyorsun beni. Ben hayatta küfür bile ediyorum yani açana. Biliyorsun ama ne yapam? Adam sinir etti beni ya. Abi bana faydası olmuyor vallahi yalan söylemeyeyim. AI'nin faydası olmuyor. Bana akıl yardım fazla faydası olmuyor. Çünkü ben üçgenle çalışan bir adam olduğum için üçgeni havadan atıyor. Benim bu sefer şeyimi bozuyor ya. Ahengimi bozuyor. Ha, penaltı yap. Ben kendim atıyorum bunu. AI atmıyor yani bak mesela. Bana bir faydası belki birazcık defansta oluyor işte. Bazen ek müdahale yapıyor kendisi. Ben defansı da iyi yapıyorum kendim. İnanıyorum yani kendim ona göre. Fazla bir faydası yok ama bilmiyorum. Ama güzel gol attı ha. Aynen. Bak bunu ben zaten yapıyorum. Defans olarak. Anam. Sendeki Beşiktaş. Ben Beşiktaşlıyım evet. Doğduğum günden beri Beşiktaşlıyım. Pipimde siyah beyaz doğmuşum hatta. Doğduğumda doktor bu ne demiş. Hani eskiden bir reklam vardı. Abi Beşiktaş takımın hasıdır ya. Şerefin şeyidir yani. Beşiktaşlı olmak bir şereftir, gururdur. Yani renkliler yanlış anlamasın ama renklilerin maalesef neyse oralara girmeyelim şimdi arkadaşlar. Allah büyüksün ya Rabbim. Ayrıca herkese hayırlı Ramazanlar diyelim arada. Bu araya onu da sıkıştıralım. Bizim like atıp abone olmayı unutmayın arkadaşlar. Kanalı da paylaşırsanız eski videoları hype atarsanız seviniriz. Hype atmasını biliyor musun bilmiyorum da. Ben de bilmiyordum. Sonradan kolaymış. Ben iş yerinden görüşürüz bakalım. Gökhan Ekener. Tamam. Görüşürüz kardeş. Tanışmış olduk. Sana da Allah'a emanet. Kolay gelsin bakalım. Hayırlı işler. Hadi oğlum hızlı ol biraz. Seri ol. Anam. Tut. Tamam. Çok güzel. Vurarsın ona be. Niye vuramadın? Vurarsın ona. Oh yavrum benim, çocuğum benim. Evet, neyse ben diziye devam edeyim. Sesi kısayım.
Well, I admire players who do that because they just don't give up on anything. A case now of complete control.
Tamam, ben buradayım canım da hani bir şeyi yazarsanız cevap veririm. Dizi sesi size gelmesin diye yapıyorum ya. Aslında izlemiyorum, dinliyorum sadece de. Oradan anlıyorum neyin ne olduğunu.
To say that was an exemplary tackle, stopped him dead in his tracks. Always onto this. Can he finish? He scored.
Evet, karşınızda Mr. Owen arkadaşlar.
No contest. It is a landslide. That is so good.
Olsun ya. Durun.
And such a delicious finish. Yeah, he gets top marks for that finish. I honestly thought his odds weren't that good. Besiktas are having a ball here. Well, their manager seems to have them always thinking about the next goal. When's the next goal coming? They're such an entertaining watch. It's a pretty loose pass. Pirlo. Not the most accurate pass. Ronaldinho. And this is Bale. Bale! They need to play this quicker in transitions like this. He plays one through. He saw the danger and he went crashing in. Owen unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. Now it's Nedved. Knocks it into space. Oh, well played. He's given the time to pick a pass. And he has slightly undercooked that one. Besiktas clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted. An imaginative pass, and the assistant referee rightly gives him offside. And that's it. Well, that's it for tonight's match. So it just remains for me to thank Jim Begden alongside me and to wish you all a very good evening.
Hello attendees, this is a lost children's announcement. Would the father of a boy in a yellow t-shirt kindly make his way to the information center?
So bring it on. Hype, expectation, emotion. The game yet to kick off. The excitement already palpable.
Against Flamengo.
There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. The action has already started. Now, 2018 was, of course, the year that saw France become champions again, 20 years after their previous triumph, and this man's exploit, just the keeper to beat! Now it's Eze. Oh, red, nice interception. That has ended up in no man's land. It's a pretty loose pass. He's a sharp little ball here. Rodri, Rafael Leao. Oh, good read. Now it's Owen. Oh, and they're quick to press here, right on top of them. Sommer sends that a long way. Pass somewhat off target. And it's Eze. Kilishoy. Kilishoy was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. Hops for safety. Eric Garcia. Nedved does well to get it back. It looked as though that might lead to something quite promising, but it turned out that that was not the case. A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
Besiktas clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted.
First quarter of an hour gone. Ferdinand calmly anticipates. No, he's just misjudged that one. Well, that had the makings of something quite promising, but it's fizzled out into nothing. That's a sharp pass.
Owen really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
Eric Garcia did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. No luck with that dink over the top.
Yeah, we're actually currently watching a contest of insipid probing. The only way is up, I hope.
And they're not going to make any further progress now. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. And it's with the keeper.
Besiktas couldn't really be more watertight in midfield. Not a trickle is getting through.
Rafael Leao tries to play it through. Oh, that's a key interception. Tries to pass it through. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Now that looks a decent ball. Oh, easy pickings there. Eze. 30 minutes gone. Throw in. The pressing's intense, and it's paid off. Well timed, excellent interception. Chooses to go cross-field. Ambitious ball here. That has been cut short. But it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
Nicely shaped ball. And for a moment you felt that was going somewhere, but they'll have to go again. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. That has not gone well. Now it's Owen. Great defending, strong and determined. But a goal here would be the ultimate pick-me-up just before the break. And he has slightly undercooked that one.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
Not the most accurate pass. Rafael Leao chasing after it. Well, the chip pass hasn't quite come off. And no, that is pretty much the end of that. Robertson is one whose deliveries we all know about. Threads one in. Oh, that looks a cracking ball. Owen gets into a good position. And that's a simple one for the keeper. Played out to the left flank. And he's only too happy to take that back. Referee's had a look, and he's blown his whistle for half-time. It hasn't been a bad watch, not by any means. The intensity levels are there. We've just lacked that telling breakthrough moment. How would you review the first half?
Well, simply put, Peter, they haven't been good enough to trouble the opposition. They need to play with more courage in the second half, a lot more intent.
No goals at this stage, but certainly not devoid of action.
Hello everybody,
It
and
is 0-0
please
here
join me
at
in wishing
half-time.
a happy wedding anniversary for one of our fan club members.
Here we go again.
Besiktas really can count themselves lucky not to be behind at half-time. Couldn't really work out what they were trying to do, actually. Letting themselves get dominated like that, it's very confusing.
Intercepts the throw. That's well read. Eze. And that is expertly dealt with. That is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. No, he's just misjudged that one. Played out to the right. Oh, well played. That has snuffed out the danger. Zanetti. Gattuso. And it's Griezmann.
I wouldn't fancy playing up front in these circumstances, to be honest. There's absolutely no supply.
Distributed tidily. Nedved. Lovely pass, but can he get there? And that pass is somewhat less than ideal.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
And the referee has brought play back and shown him a yellow card. And just to confirm that the referee did issue a yellow card for that earlier incident. Flamengo appear to be happy to let their front players stay up front all the time.
Well, it's signalling to the opposition that they're setting themselves up for the counter-attack. It's plain and simple.
Nicely shaped cross. Probing pass. And Dijk promptly onto that, and that is that. Koundé. Very few chances to talk of, Jim. Defence is, it seems, on top here.
Yeah, I think it's a scoreline in keeping with what we've seen up to this point. Combined attempts at goal aren't high in numbers, and we could do with something to spark this contest into life.
Griezmann. Always onto this. And that's the end of that. It all started well enough.
It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
Oh, well played. Rodri. Rice can so cleverly bypass the press. And it's Rice. Eric Garcia. Robertson played back into the centre. Now Van Dijk. Eric Garcia. And it's Koundé. Griezmann will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Has a shot! A real chance and a real let-off.
He just didn't catch that one right, and he knows it.
substitution for Besiktas. Gullit.
We have got changes
Number
here from
11,
both sides, in fact.
Nedved. Johan Cruyff. Gattuso. Coming on the
Searching
field,
pass he's played there.
Neymar.
Steered out wide, but he won't reach that one.
Raul.
Besiktas perhaps
Service.
contemplating their next
Substitution
change
in
here.
progress.
Rodri. That's an imaginative pass. Neymar looking to get on the end of this. Eric Garcia is there and he can pick it up. Neymar. Now it's Owen. Looking to play him in. Well, the ball just didn't work out for the run that he made.
Besiktas clearly should have gone for the easier path.
That could spell Semenyo! And we have our very first corner. And Messi! And the keeper has reacted superbly there.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
He's gone for goal! And kept out by the most elastic of saves.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
Flamengo have their third corner. Punched away. That's a nicely weighted pass. Corner number 4 coming up here.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Nice interception, well timed.
Well, there's no doubt that they want to win this, Peter. They'll have to maintain the energy and dynamism until the very end, though.
Now there's a fine ball. Big chance! And a terrific save from the keeper.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
Neymar. Now it's Barol. Owen. Oh, that's wonderful alertness.
2 minutes added time.
Kagawa. Hasebe. Kagawa.
That's going in strongly.
Neymar. Can he get on the end of this? And he's straight offside. That pass isn't the best. This is it then, now or never. And the referee brings it to a close. Frustration, exasperation, vexation, certainly from an attacking perspective. So bring it on. Hype, expectation, emotion. The game yet to kick off. The excitement already palpable. Just listen to that noise. This place is definitely up for it. Let's hope we get a contest worthy of the setting. So off we go then. Well, they do call it the beautiful game, and the man we see before us now personifies all that is good about it. He is known simply as the King.
It's as though the game
Sağ ol
was
Yılmaz.
made especially for him.
Voted the greatest player of the 20th century, but he is so much more than just that. He is a symbol of charisma, of leadership, of sportsmanship. He is the one and only Pele. It's a searching pass. No, he's just misjudged that one. And that is as far as they're going to go. And it's from Mario. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. He's a sharp little ball here. Costa Curta promptly onto that, and that is that. Neymar. Gattuso. Mohamed Salah. Middlesbrough looking to pass their way through. Now it's Owen. Nicely weighted ball. Ferdinand kept his eye on it, and he's there. Xavi. Looking for options for movement. It is early, but the game hasn't yet sparked into life. Mohamed Salah. Oh, facing up to his adversary. This is a formidable matchup. Xavi. Mohamed Salah. Pass somewhat off target. Gattuso. Now Costa Curta. Whatever he had in mind, that was not it. That pass has been well intercepted. More and more pressure on the ball here. Ronaldinho. Big chance! Goal! Besiktas! One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
Besiktas have penetrated for the first time.
Yeah, it's rare that one is enough though, Peter. I get the feeling they'll be wanting another as soon as possible.
That's a little off target. Looking for the run. He's cut it out. Now it's Nedved. Van Dijk spots it and intercepts. Now, can they get him away? Now it's Neymar. Well, now it's a race for the ball. That has not gone well. Xavi is always looking to break lines. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Mohamed Salah was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. And that pass just didn't quite work. Well, that is not the best ball, and he offers an apologetic look.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
No, that's been intercepted. And it's Xavi. Now that looks a decent ball. Aimed beyond the defence. Cafu. He's shifting through the gears here. Showing good feet. Half an hour played now.
Pele really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again, he was being very closely marshalled.
Defending was strong and firm. Looking to play him in. Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't take out that...
Decent chance! Sticks it away! 2 up now, and they are cruising. Truly superb. A goal of such supreme quality, composure and class.
Well, we could be a little critical of that defence then, but the timing was pretty much perfect.
So that's 2 now without reply.
We're looking at a very different game now. The command has been established.
Well, it looked promising for a moment, but it came to nothing. And it's Salah. And the through ball. Davids. Oh, well played, well sorted out. Cute ball now, how can he reach it? And this is Pele! It's a pretty loose pass. And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
Now it's Owen. Not the most convincing of passes.
There will be 1 minute
And
added
here's from
time.
Mario. Threads one in. Nedved. Ronaldinho. And this is Ronaldo. There's the whistle for half-time. So your views on the first half?
Well, I think things have worked out pretty well so far, Peter. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I think the manager has to resist change at this stage.
Besiktas go in at half-time on a comfortable 2-goal cushion. So we're just settling back into this second half. No, not quite on the same wavelength. Neymar. Well, that looks a cracking ball. And he cuts out the supply. Can he get it through? Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. And it's Salah. Not the most accurate pass. Knocks it into space. Oh, well measured. Owen! And the ball, oh, he's been caught napping. And we have our very first corner. Thuram. Nedved will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Gattuso. Xavi. Neymar. And it's Salah. Thuram pulls off an exemplary piece of defending.
I wouldn't fancy playing up front in these circumstances, to be honest. There's absolutely no supply.
Well seen, saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Great ball if he can get there. And the flag has stayed down. Cafu did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. Chance! Relentless! Just relentless! And they are cruising away. Perfect placement. The one place the keeper couldn't reach.
Just way, way too good, Peter. The keeper was never going to stop it.
Substitution on the field. Number 21.
Middlesbrough choosing to make the first
Number
change.
23.
A case now of complete
Number
control.
20, Mohamed
Almost an
Salah.
hour gone.
Coming on the field.
Passing is crisp
Number
and
8,
sharp.
Gullit.
He's going to be disappointed with that.
Number
Tries to play it
18,
through.
Messi.
Oh, that pass isn't the best. That's a good intervention. That was what he had to make in the face of danger that was growing. Great ball, and the shot! Oh, it's hit the post! In he goes again! Goal! Players ecstatic, fans delirious. This is utopian. He'll take that. Perhaps not the prettiest, but they all count.
Listen, he would have been advised to do that as a kid, and it's obviously etched in his mind now.
Oh, smashing header! And he's missed it. Referee's given a throw. Messi. Great vision. Van Dijk gets over and intercepts.
This is the time you need that pace.
Can he get on the end of this? Davids goes sliding in. Now it's Hullet. And this is Xavi. Oh, that is a nice touch. And he's managed to get through. And a chance! There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. And he's intervened well there. Gattuso. Xavi. And here's the chance to counter. Tries to pass it through. Nice interception, well timed.
There's nothing more infuriating for a fan than seeing passing without penalty.
And the shots! They've done it! Oh, beautifully dispatched. There was no reaching that.
That's just a fabulous, fabulous finish. Anything that close to the frame of the goal, 99 times out of 100, the keeper's not getting there.
Middlesbrough grab a goal, but it's hard to see it as anything much more than a consolation. Well played, that has snuffed out the danger. Nedved providing an outlet on that flank. Gattuso. Messi. He's not played the ball, that's a foul. Yellow or red? It is red. Besiktas are down to 10 men.
While sometimes a loose foul can trigger a completely different spell of play, and it makes even less sense.
Davids. Nedved. That has ended up in no man's land. A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
Well, I think the opposition saw that pass coming a mile off, and it wasn't the best decision.
Well, the run has been sold a little bit short there.
Besiktas clearly should have gone for the easier pass. Now they'll have to quickly regroup.
Moved on forwards. And that could set him on his way. Caught offside that time. Now it's Cristiano Ronaldo. Now it's Ronaldinho. Xavi. Now, can they get him away? Nedved. Nesta gets across to intercept that.
They'll want to make the most of this turnover.
Plenty of appeals, but the referee is not interested. Nesta cuts it out. And he opts to go forward. 4 extra minutes added on. Nesta makes the interception. Messi. Here comes the cross. Pass somewhat off target. Chance, surely! Keeper has taken decisive action. And there goes the final whistle. So a real showpiece win. This lot was simply far too clever for their opponents, and despite their best endeavours, it has ended in an easy win. Owen picking up the Man of the Match award, and no surprise there. So what do you take away from it all, Jim?
Besiktas definitely impressing me here, especially the way...
boys. It's just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest. Expectations and decibels both rising fast here. Things are heating up and we'll be getting underway very soon. The action has already started. Jim, how are you reading the formation? A header! Looking to play him in. Ferdinand makes the interception. And it's James. It's an early cross. Jim, who do you pick out as the telling individual today?
Bruno Fernandes is the modern-day Portuguese maestro. And I really like him for his character as well, something that's not picked up on very much. I see him as a player who always goes about his business with conviction and authority, and a proper leader.
He would be the obvious choice, wouldn't he? He certainly has all the right qualities.
Italy really are making good use of that right-hand side. The light is very much the colour green. James clearly looking the key component now with the concentration on width. Really aren't convincing right now. It has to start in defence, but the whole... Oh!
Drogba finds himself offside. Bruno Fernandes, De Jong powering forward here. Anything noteworthy in the early part of the match, Jim?
Well, neither side has really grabbed the initiative, I would say. Both must have come in with a view of not making any early mistakes. So we're seeing some conservatism here.
And it's James. Well, now here's a good battle, bicep to bicep. Played it up, mighty effort! Firm header just off target.
And he did so well to get himself there. What a good effort.
Pass isn't the best. It's a crossfield ball towards the other flank.
That's a great ball crossfield.
De Jong can see things others simply cannot. Now it's Neymar. Bruno Fernandes. Besiktas yet to have an attempt on goal. And he's managed to get... And Owen! And he looked every bit the assured keeper there.
Owen actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
Besiktas with their first corner. The first in the game for either side, actually. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. Mateus, he's having a go! They want to be quick to recover this. This looks promising. Now it's Neymar. Now it's Drogba. Front-footed pressing going on here. He's a sharp little ball here. Owen! Goal! Besiktas!
O bir aslan, o bir küçük çocuk, o bir taşa büyük, o bir kral. Owen!
Counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch, and they're dazed.
So the first moment of real significance.
Listen, when it comes to goals, Peter, in this team, he's always the #1 contender, and he's done it again.
A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
Well, I think the opposition saw that pass coming a mile off, and it wasn't the best decision.
Ya bırak amına kodumun çocuğu, bıraktın avantajı. Ne çalıyorsun ya?
Free kick for that. And no surprise, that's a booking. Oh, that's a key interception. And here's Bruno Fernandes. Pull it.
They need to play this quicker in
Yapma
transitions
be,
like this.
geçiversene oğlum be.
And this is Drogba. Drogba was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. De Jong.
Ah be, bir alabilseydim. Oh. Demek öyle ha bura.
He's got away. Neymar plays it in. The two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point, and the score is 1-0. The message is clear, none shall pass. Now it's Owen.
Ah, niye duruyorsun oğlum? Niye duruyorsun? Anlamam ki niye durar ya. Amına kodum guleti, niye duruyorsun ya? Durmasan gole gideceğiz ya.
Intercepted.
He read that really well and
Ah, ah.
that will annoy the manager. They're making themselves too predictable.
Ne oldu?
Owen
Foul
has
yapmış
got
amına
himself a free kick,
kodum.
and the referee has shown him
Allah
a red
Allah.
card.
Anam. Buradan vurar mısın koçum? Vurarsın tabii ya. Şöyle bir deneme. Anam çok bastık. Çok bastım be.
Off target.
Look, his thinking was more audacious than his attempt.
Rijkaard. Pull it. Now it's Nedved. Well, there is a look that says it all. A piercing stare.
Encouraged the pass with an intelligent run, but the pass just lacked pace.
Tries to play it through. Well, that is not the best ball, and he offers an apologetic look.
Yeah, he just didn't
Yahu tutsana ayağından, niye full çekiyorsun ya?
Owen
Niye?
able to make it happen for all his good intentions. Nice looking ball.
Niye gördüm? Kaç? 45, 46, 47 oldu.
And the first 45 minutes are
Ah be.
a very combative, competitive half with just one decisive moment. It's been compelling stuff. What do you think we're up to after 45 minutes?
This is when you need your players to step up, Peter. Be brave, see all that courage. They need to have a big start in the second half to give them some momentum.
Şu ilacı içmedik ya.
If they're being too risk averse.
Besiktas leading 1-0 at the break.
Şimdi bir ilaç içeyim dedim de ondan durdurdum. Aslında geç bile kaldım da. Neyse, 1 2 2 Ne diyorum, ne düştü amına. Ah. Dur şimdi, bu ilaç işi kalsın şimdilik. Evet.
And we're off again.
Well, it's been tight, Peter, but I'm expecting things to open up now and we get some free-flowing football.
Ya nereye atıyorsun abi? Ben anlamam, niye böyle atar ya.
It's a decent ball.
Gelmedi, gelse.
Slightly undercooked that one.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
He's found a way through. In by James.
Is that the first time we've seen them try that? It's definitely given the opposition a little more to think about.
Aa, güzel gelse var ya, çok güzel olacaktı lan.
Glitch with the rangefinder there, and evidence enough.
Ne yapıyorsunuz oğlum? Sakin olun la. İbnelik yapmayın oğlum. Ah, bir ilaç daha açtık. Dur bak. Geliyor lan.
Situation resulted in considerable embarrassment.
Bu adam biraz yüksek herhalde arkadaşlar, şeyi genel derecesi yüksek gibiye benziyor. Bakacağız. Bakacağız. Ah be, çek içeri be, zamanlamayı iyi ayarla be. İyi ayarlasa. Yetiş. Şimdi ben adam değiştireyim. Owen yorulmuş. Biraz hızlı adam alalım. Mbappe abimizi alalım mesela. Neymar abimizi alalım. Oo. Az kaldıydı be. Gıdım kaldıydı be. Like atıp abone olmayı unutmayın gençler. Bir zahmet. Ulan be. Yetiş lütfen yetiş. Aslansın oğlum sen ya, yemin ediyorum. Aslansın sen ya, aslansın sen. Koçum benim. Tosunum benim. Ortaya bak ya, sen gol atana bakmayacaksın, ortaya atana bakacaksın abi. Çok pis çaktı be. Şimdi ne vardı? Aspirin. Demek ki bu kadar içinden geçiriyorum adamı var ya. Ulan. İyi olmuş be. Bak her şeyi arıyoruz. Uykusuzluğu olan gelebilir, izleyebilir. Dur bakayım. Şey yok ya. Bu nerede bu? Bitmiş mi bu? Ha, şeyi açacağız. Yeni açacağız. Da. Nereden buna koyduğum şeyi? Pardon. Dur şimdi. Şunu bir dökeyim şu yere ya. Bu kadar şeyin içinden. Bir sıfır burada. Allah Allah. Nerede lan? Yok. İlginç. Neyse. Siktir et, onu da içmeyi veririz. Anam korsuz. Şey nerede ya? Yapacak bir şey yok. Neyse. Şimdi. Neredeymişiz? 2 maç falan uyumuşum. Neler kaçırdım o zaman. Görüyorum şerefsizleri. 19-19 atıyor puan. Niye 30-30 atmıyor? Adam yüksek dedim. Doğruymuş bak. Çok da yüksek değil ama yine birdenmiş. Belli oluyor zaten oynamasından. Ha, ben kankamı getireyim abi. Şu kankam nerede? Kankam kırmızı yedi ya demin. Gel oğlum. Şu Messi'yi de özledim aslında da. Neyse. Özledim derken pek işime gelmiyor ama yine de iyi işler yapıyor bazen. Gel sen nereye gidiyorsun? Evet. Kaç? Olmuyor abi. 30-30 atsa. 30-30 atmıyor oyun. Evet. Şimdi gelelim. Bakalım neler var arkadaşlar. Haber var mı? Bu ne lan?
Biz İran'daki rejimi sevmiyor olabiliriz.
Sende Maradona. Var Maradona. Onu da alırız.
Ama bu sen onları yabancı olarak, İsrail olarak, Amerika olarak gel vur anlamına gelmiyor. Biz bunu desteklemiyoruz. Bu aile meselesi gibi bir şey yani. Sen ailenle sorun yaşadığın zaman, onlara ne kadar kızgın olduğun zaman, onları desteklemediğin zaman yabancı biri gelip onlara vursun ister misin? İstemezsin tabii ki. İran ya, İran.
Hazard Junior.
Biz İran'daki rejimi sevmiyor olabiliriz, desteklemiyor olabiliriz. Ama bu Amerika'yı
İran saldırısında daha önce
İran'ı da
kullanmadığı
yediler.
silahları kullandı.
Yo, ne
Silahlar
yediler? Daha
neler?
henüz bir
Yakından
şey yok
bakalım.
ya.
Öncelikle bir fotoğraf dikkatimizi çekti. Siyah renkli Tomahawk seyir füzesi. Bugüne kadar
Oo.
hiç siyah bir Tomahawk füzesi görmemiştik. Genellikle Amerikan donanmasındaki hemen hemen her füze puslu gri tonda boyanmış olurdu. Ancak bu siyah renk özel düşük görünüklü bir kaplama. Füze bu sayede tespit edilmiyor. Devam edelim. Bir diğer ise Lucas Kamikaze drone. Aslında bu drone İran yapımı Şahit 136 drone'undan kopyalanarak yapıldı. Hem ucuz hem otonom hem de geniş menzile sahip. Bir diğer silahsa Prism balistik füzesi. Bu ABD'nin yeni nesil balistik füzesi. İran'ın balistik füze tesisleri, mobil
Öyle mi?
hançerler ve roket
Bir bakalım.
bataryalarına karşı kullanıldı. 500 kilometre menzili var. Yüksek hassasiyetli hedefler için geliştirildiğini.
Hadi bakalım.
The tone for this game is well and truly set. If you're just joining us, we are already underway. What are you making of this formation, Jim Beglin?
Well, the beauty of this system, Peter, is that you can offer both a back five.
Biz de oynarız pas canım. Aslında bu golü kaçırmamam lazımdı arkadaşlar. Böyle bir gol pozisyonuna girmişim. Piç ettim golü.
Just off target, and he did so well to get himself there. What a good effort.
We all know of Johan Cruyff as the father of total football, but what can we expect from him on the pitch?
Bana kodum
He'll
oğlu
be
ya.
the conductor, Peter, making sure that his team create space and make good use of it. I expect him to be running the show and adding a touch of class to proceedings.
Winning with style, and that's what he has always been about.
Always.
And it's De Bruyne. Howson. And here's Van Basten. Oh, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery.
Bana kodum.
Defence, though, able to hold on this time. Anything, Jim, to pick out of these early exchanges?
Well, I think both teams probably feel it's too early for
Oğlum
either to
topa
start
müdahale
taking
be.
real risks. So they're still very much in a phase of testing the waters and sizing each other up.
Davids has been booked, just to confirm, for that earlier incident. Well, it looked promising for a moment. Just about within shooting range. It's loose now and they want to get it back. Thinks about the shot. Threads one in.
Well, that's good defending. He squeezed the play and he gave him no chance to.
Has a shot! And that is certainly not what he had in mind.
Vinicius Junior probably should have taken a breath and looked for runners. It helps to put your head up from time to time, Peter.
Nedved receives it in a wide position. Quick look, then plays it in.
Ah be, kapacak adam yok mu orada bir tane şunu ya?
He's almost never outsmarted. Now it's Vinicius Junior.
Bana kodum oğlu seni.
It is not without interest.
I actually think both teams are playing okay here. We've had some good attempts, although they've mounted to nothing so far.
Ah be, çok güzeldi be o Ronaldo'm be. Aslanım Ronaldo be.
Thinks one through.
Ha, alırsın amına koyayım, alırsın. Amına kodum.
Nedved. That pass isn't the best. And that's the end of that. It all started well enough. Cruyff. He's a sharp little ball here.
Ah be oğlum be, çevittiremedin Ronaldo be, aslanım benim be.
Out for a throw in. Intercepts the throw. That's well read. Long Long ball looking to counter. Ferdinand spots it and intercepts. And that's gone loose.
Alsana. Niye almadın be?
Pass somewhat off target. Raul, and it's made its way to him.
Vur. Amına kodum. Uf çok anam.
Muscles him.
Aa. Bir
Loose
daha.
ball now,
Bir daha.
there's
Bir
a
daha. Bir daha.
chase on to retrieve it.
Aslanlarım benim be. Hadi oğlum. Hadi. Amına koyacağız hadi. Ya bu Zanetti çok büyük adam ya. Vallahi helal olsun. Bedava adam verdiler. Zanetti var ya olmayan o kullanın yani he, kimde varsa. Süper adam ya. Ah be oğlum be. Bir çeksem şutu koyduydum be. Hadi. Ulan. Çok güzel. Şimdi gelelim Ayşe kadın fasulyenin faydalarına. Hadi bakalım bir oradan çakabilir miyiz? Belli olmaz ya ama ayı gibi ileri dizmiş ya bu. Haydi bismillah. Ulan be. Alın alın alın.
Well, it's not a surprise to see that these days, all part of a forward's duties.
No, that's been intercepted.
Anana atacaksın pası sikeyim senin. Çok güzeldi. Niye atmaz ya? Niye öyle attın pası oğlum ya? Ne güzel gole gideceğiz belki ya. Oğlum orada şey varken sen hava topu hangi akla? Ulan be, ulan be. Ama ne kodum. Çok güzel. Aa, bir alabilsen Ronaldo. Aa, ulan niye alamıyorsun lan? Ya bu olmaması lazım. Niye böyle yapıyorsunuz ya? Anlamıyorum ben ya. Bas bas bas bas. Adam bir gelsin. Amına kodum oyunu ya. Şuna bak ya.
You don't get any points for stating the obvious, Peter, but thankfully this is still very savable. Keep things simple, keep the intensity high, and hope for an early goal. If that happens, it's a game changer.
Kilometre mi?
This is the stupidest thing that laptops don't.
Bu Sarol
Here we go again then.
Besiktas really need to bring up their intensity and rhythm a notch or two.
That's pretty clear.
Orospunun çıkardığı seni. Seni orospunun çıkardığı seni.
No second thought.
Amına kodum çocuğu al. Anan amını gördün mü? Niye kayan adam abi? Niye kayan ya? Ha, siktir git. Amına kodumun oyunu. Ha, kaldın mı bir kişi eksik? Şerefsiz.
bu Sarol
Substituição no time do Botafogo.
So time for change. And this one has been on the cards for
Evet,
a while.
mecbur dönecek ya. Attı salak. Oh, çok güzel. Çok güzel.
It's their second corner of the game.
Şu bayağı oldu kafa golü atmayalı ya. Bir atıverin ya.
Zanetti delivers. That has earned a reprieve for the time being.
Pas oğlum oğlum. Ah, iptal ettim birden adamı. Ah be, bir alabilse.
Piqué is very much of the non-shell pass school of defense.
Ah, süper be.
That's a throw. He's picked his way through. Here comes the cross.
Oo, olacak da. Olacak da dur sen. Bu kafa golü olacak da.
Deep cross.
Ananı
And
avradını.
it's hoisted clear. Opts to play it back. And he's had a hit.
Olacak da döveceğim böyle seni de. Dur sen.
Good reaction.
Davids is offering a right smile there.
Corner number 3.
Hadi bir kafa golü oğlum. Hadi bir kafa golü. Allah'ım benim ya. Yapma be. Yapma, çok güzel almıştım be. Ananı bacını, ananı bacını. Niye böyle yapıyorsun? Ulan oğlum. Amına kodumun oyunu ya. Bu kadar basit gol yenir mi ya? Hiçbir efor sarf etmeden amına kodum çocuğuna gol attırıyorlar ya. Amına kodumun oyunu ya. Full çektik her şeyi.
Towards the flank. Piqué. Haaland is airing after that one. And it's Gullit. Some excellent tackling here, and that one a perfect example. Looking to play him in. Now it's Cruyff. And they've got rid.
Abi şans yok ki, önüme gelmiyor ki, şut çekme pozisyonu yaratacak bir pozisyonum gelmiyor. Alan benim aslında. Ya oraya yanlış yere attım. Ya abi bana vermiyor topu, bana oyun vermiyor topu. Topu kesinlikle bana vermek istemiyor bak. Gördünüz değil mi? Görüyorsunuz değil mi? Adamın önüne nasıl veriyor topu? Bak, bak. Allah Allah, vermiyor lan. Şuna bakar mısın abi? Şimdi diyeceksiniz bu ne amına koyayım. Ben bak bak bak bak. Bak bak bak. Attırmıyor adamı. Bak. Ha, adam gol atsın diye kapattım. Ondan mı? Adam açık akıllı yardım mı oynuyor? Ben anlamıyorum bazen ya. Bak bak abi bak. Görüyorsunuz değil mi? Demin kapalı oynadım ya yendiğimde. Şeye göre bakıyorum. Ben de olacak mı olmayacak mı diye. Bak abi bak. At oğlum, at, gol at la. Atsana oğlum. Niye atamıyorsun? Düzgün vursana şutunu. Var mı? Aman ne kodum. Zaten bu yüzden yenemiyoruz ya. Allah senin belanı versin. Amına kodumun çocuğu. Evden dışarı senin belanı versin amına kodumun çocuğu. Ya demek ki hep açık tutacağız. Amına koyun bu gol şeyi ya. Böyle yapmak istemiyorum ben ama. Oyun gitti zaten de. Evet. Var abi var. Yoksa o engellemeyi yapamaz. Neyse bu oyun gitti. Yapacak bir şey yok. Şimdi benden daha 30 puan düşer amına kodum. Bize 19-19 veriyor. Adam foul yapıp duruyor. Ver kırmızıyı hoca. Versen hoca bu saatten sonra.
Thuram unable to make it happen for all his good intentions.
Ha, her şeyde foul yapıyor. Her yerde foul yapıyor. Amına kodumun çocuğu ya.
Cross into the box. Besiktas with a corner and hardly any time left on the clock. Besiktas get their fourth corner. Piqué is there and he can get that clear. Chance for a shot.
Attırmıyor ki.
Gets rid in a hurry.
Oyun attırmıyor abi. Orospu çocuğu Konami'de. Amına kodumun Konami'si de. Yapma be. Şu akıllı yardım bir kapat amına koyayım. Herkes eşit şartta oynasın ya.
Has a look and plays it forward. Messi. João Neves. And it's O'Shea. 5 minutes to add. Now it's Hullet. Cruyff. Rodri. And that is it. The referee has seen enough. Well, that was a frustrating game. They were...
Akıllı yardım. Bak 31 azalttı benden gördünüz mü? Bana niye 31 vermiyorsun? Kahpe oyunu. Amına kodumun kahpe oyunu. Bire bile çıkmamış. Ya Smart Assist'le oynuyor bu adamlar. Bire bile çıkmamış adama bana yendiriyor. Amına kodumun çoğu oyunu ya. How is? Adam sese geldi lan. Ses attım yanlışlıkla. Sese geldi lan adam. Sese bastım ya. Yes, good diyor bak. Gördünüz mü? Cevap da veriyor lan adam. Aman adamın çocuğu. Adam cevap veriyor gördünüz mü? Neyse. İlla biz de açacağız. Başka çaresi yok. Başka çaresi yok. İlle zorluyor yani bizi. Adam Smart Assist'le oynuyormuş. Normal hadi kötü konuşmak istemedim. Adam yazıyor en azından. Neyse. Ayıp ya. Sövmedim gari hadi dedim. Adam cevap veriyor. Kimisi şeyini kapalı. Mesaj yazamıyorsun. Sövmedim. Çok pis söveceğim de. Abi adamlar Smart Assist'le oynuyor. Yoksa yine bire bile çıkamamış ömrü hayatında adam. Allah'ım ya. Aynen Yılmaz.
Well, football is of course ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football and we're about to be dished up a feast of it.
Bak, şu pası veriyorsun. Niye öteki almaz? Veya niye bir... Aha.
This does not look good. He is...
Ya bu mu ya? Açıkçası açın tek tek.
Rafael Varane.
Yani ne yapayım abi? Yani çıkacağım bazen iki maça çıkacak oluyorum. Adamlar Smart Assist açıyor. Hiç adam beni şeye çıkamamış. Adam beni yeniyor. Ben ona uyuz oluyorum. Ya ben ona uyuz oluyorum ya. Hadi tamam adam ilk 1000'e girmiştir. İlk 500'e girmiştir. İlk ne hadi 1000 de değil. İlk 5000'e girmiştir. Yeniyordur. Hadi tamam onu anlarım da. Amına kodum çocukları hiç çıkmadan bu Smart Assist yüzünden bu amına kodum Konami'si de bir update'le şunu iptal etse millet yazıyor ama o Konami'nin umrunda değil. Anlamıyorum ben bu işi. Ben bir ağır bir e-mail yazayım ben o dur Konami'ye dur sen. Siklemezler gerçi de ama bir ağır yazarsan eleştirisel şeyle beraber ne onun adı? Neydi o şeyin adı ya? O güzel şeye ağır yazabiliyor. Söyledin mi ağır yazıyor. Söyledin mi teknik yazıyor. Neydi lan o? ChatGPT ha. Ona yazıyorsun kafana ne varsa o sana düzeldi veriyor. Çok güzel bir şey aslında. Artık e-mail'i, cartı curta hep onunla yazıyorum ben. Daha ofis şey olsun diye hani. Değerli toplu olsun diye. Bir yere bir şey yaz, hastaneye olsun ne bileyim bir şeye yazacaksın da. Dur bakalım bir yazayım bir ağır bir mesaj yazayım ben bu Konami'ye. İnşallah biraz dikkate alırlar şerefsizler. Yani bu yazık günah yani. İnsanların emeğine yazık şeyine. Böyle aynen böyle yazacaksın amına. Sonuçta oyun ama ne yapalım? Oynuyoruz amına koyayım. Emek veriyoruz. Para veriyoruz. Altın alıyoruz. Oyuncu çekiyoruz. Madem öyle amına kodum şeyini yap. Doğru düzgün yap. İnsanların herkes kendi hakkıyla oynasın abi. Çıkamıyoruz hadi. Bire çıkamazsın amına koyayım. Benim sorunum mu ya? Ben götümü yırtıyorum bire çıkacağım diye. O adam da yırtsın çıksın değil mi? Niye yardım eden amına kodum bilgisayarıyla niye yardım edersin adama? Adam şut vurmasını bilmiyor, gol atmasını bilmiyor, defans yapmasını bilmiyor. Sen adama Smart Assist kullandırıp adamı yarısını destekliyorsun yani. %70'ini destekliyorsun, gerisini kendi oynuyor. Böyle şerefsizlik olur mu abi? Olmaz. Ama yazacağız. Dur bakalım yazayım ben de mesaj. Bak işte böyle kahpe çocuklar işte bu. Bak. Böyle kahpe çocukları ya. Bu çöp yani belli oluyor arkadaşlar. Bu adam çöp. bilmiyorum, belki şeye bile çıkamamıştır. 2'ye bile 1'e bile çıkamamıştır. Ama kadroya bak. Oynayışından belli. Bu kadroyla sen, ben hiç bakmamışım ya adamın şeyine. Yanlış adam. Ah, yine yanlış. Direkt başlatmışım ya ben bunu.
Substitutions taking place.
So time for change, and this one has been on the cards for a little while. Missed by a fraction.
Az aşağı vursa gol girecek lan. Azıcık aşağı bak. Bir 30 santim aşağı vursa içeri köşeye girecek ya. Ta oradan. İşte. Beceri yok bizde.
Well read,
Onu
nice
yapacak.
interception.
Veyahut da. Bak abi, bu adam çöp diyorum ben size, bak söylüyorum. Bu adamı benim ağır yenmem lazım. Bir an önce. Salak salak oyun bana attırmadan önce adama. Bak bak bak bak. Bak bak bak. Bu oyun bana attırmadan önce bu adama 2 tane çakmam lazım. Yoksa
And they have got
sakat.
just the right players for that.
Durum sakat. Bak bak bak bak.
Good read.
Gördünüz mü? Ben bu adam çöp diyorsam çöptür amına koyayım. Biliyoruz bir şey.
He's got away. And he was alert
Yanlış
to it.
yere attık. Benim suçum.
Makaleli.
Yere atacaktım ben. Oo.
Oh, delightful
Vur
ball.
kaleci.
Dida
İslam bu
getting
kaleci.
this one
Yemin
clear.
ediyorum var ya.
It looked
Hani
as though
böyle
that
mi
might
atıyorum?
lead to
Amına
something
koyayım
quite
ya.
promising,
Amına koyayım
but
atacaksın.
it turned out that that was not the case. That is not
Geç.
Oh,
Ben çöp diyorsam çöptür abi. Ben, inanın bana ya. Ben neyin ne olduğunu biliyorum amına koyayım.
and that is a goal worthy of universal appreciation. Even the
Bir tık
opposing
öne alayım
fans have to
dediydim.
recognize the quality there.
Tam da o arada gol attım. Almayacağım artık. Atak yap diyecektim de. Şeyi açmadım benden daha. Akıllı yardımı. Dur bakalım, duruma göre bakacağız. Bizim ihtiyacımız yok da. Ne yapalım? Adam da akıllı yardımsız mı oynuyor? Herhalde öyle oynuyor. Gibime geliyor arkadaşlar. Sizin düşünceniz ne?
Besiktas do have a chance to counter here. Oh, no joy this time.
Foul yaptı yine bana. Aha. Çöp diyorum, inanmıyorsunuz. Aa! Çöp diyorum, anam. Çöp diyorum, inanmıyorsun. Ahuhuhu.
Besiktas
Uhu.
looking to
Ulan be.
break one
2'yi
down.
kaçırdık arkadaşlar. Al onu oğlum, al onu.
Ball.
Uğraştırma beni. Al ha.
Nedved. Looking for options for movement. Big chance.
İnşallah kaçar.
Quite incredible.
İnşallah kaçar da uğraştırmaz beni ya. Allah.
Movement so precise. The finish sumptuous.
Just when they thought they may be in at one end, they end up
Ah.
shooting a goal at the other. And
Ne
it's all
olacak?
due to wonderful counter-attacking. They hardly had time to
Ya
really
hiç iyi olmadı bu ya. Amına kodum bunu.
clinical.
Ha.
So that's two now without reply.
Bok yedik amına koyayım.
A very different game now. The command has been established.
Showing great feet there.
Added minutes have
Shot
been
and the
indicated.
shot. And he hits the net.
Moralim bozuldu da ondan yedim bu
Into
golü.
first half stoppage time.
Canım sıkıldı. E-mail geldi. Ulan ya.
It is a good finish. The odds were against him. Little matter.
Ibrahimovic demonstrated great strength there. I mean, he really had to hold his man off and just create enough room for him to be able to get the shot away. And I think it's just top play.
This is threatening to become a really good game.
Well, there's a real sense.
Referee's had a look and he's blown his whistle for half-time. Well, the scoreline at half-time, a fair reflection of things overall. You'd have to say
Bok
that.
var amına
There was
kodumu.
certainly no lack of effort or endeavour in the first half.
An exciting one too. We're about to announce
Caution
today's
certainly not on the agenda here
Please watch the
from
screen.
both sides.
Yeah, they're ahead, Peter, but they can't afford to get too complacent. They need to go with the same intensity and tempo they showed in getting both the goals. Try to get another now and establish that 2-goal cushion early in the second half.
Very little in it. The score at half-time is 2-1. And we're already back up and running after half-time. Chance!
I think that's great defending. He just made sure he was in the right place to block it. And I bet you the keeper's very relieved.
He's a sharp little ball here.
Ya alsana.
Looking to play him in. Nesta promptly onto that, and that is that. And he's intervened well there. Makaleli. More and more pressure on the ball here. Makaleli conjures time and space where few can. Thuram. Pirlo. And it's Michel Platini. And Makaleli. And the shot!
Adam birden kendine mi geldi? Ne oldu amına koyayım? Nasıl oynamaya başladı? İki kişi mi oynuyor? Yanındakine mi verdi? Ne bok yedi anlamadım. Biraz bir şey oldu adama. Şey oynamaya başladı. Tık tık oynamaya başladı. Al onu, al onu, al onu.
Forced to go back. And it's Ferdinand. To Thuram.
2-0'a kadar oynayamayan adam gol attıktan sonra bir şeyler oldu adama. Al onu lütfen, al onu ya. Bir tane de atmam lazım. Şeye girmeden atmam lazım. Sıkıntıya girmeden maç. Ah, alsana oğlum.
It's Michel Platini. And it's Cristiano Ronaldo. Nesta cuts out the pass. Pirlo. Pirlo making good progress on the right-hand side. Makaleli. And here's Zola. Pirlo. Makaleli, who does have an assist to his name. And here's Zola. Zola showed plenty of zest in getting now Mbappe.
Hata yaptım. Bu golü kaçırmayacaktım ben ya.
Stood up very well to his man. Pirlo gets over and intercepts. Messi. And it's Thuram for Ferdinand. Pirlo. Pass is coming off in quick succession here. Ibrahimovic. Just a quarter of an hour to play. And this is Messi, distributed tidily. Chance to deliver. He's blocked all. He has done it. Right back in it. Almost no time remaining. Game still on. It was wonderfully efficient.
Yeah, it all came from some really smart movement, Peter. Did the defence let themselves down by not picking him up? I think the boss won't be amused.
We have got changes here from both sides, in fact. There's going to be a major shake-up in the attack here.
Yeah, and it looks like quite a shake-up to the front line. Interesting. We'll see how it develops.
We have ourselves a real game here.
Well, at this stage, Peter, it's going to come down to how badly they want to win this. Well, there's no doubt that they want to win this, Peter. They'll have to maintain the energy and dynamism until the very end, though.
It's a searching pass. claimed it back swiftly. And it's Hullet. Hullet looking to penetrate opposition lines. Now, what about a counter-attack? Messi. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. Oh, played through for the wide man.
I think we might be done here, Peter. I don't see there being enough time for them to try again.
Now it's Messi. Oh, the ball's gone astray. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
Well, that tackle was immense, and so was the relief. The great escape.
And it's Makalele.
Look, there has to be more urgency here. The ball has to get to the other end much faster.
It's Ibrahimovic! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. And that will be the final act.
Moralim bozuldu, moralim.
Ideal for
Amına
neither.
kodumun işi.
Parties having to settle for what they get and hope for better in the weeks ahead. So what do you take away from it all, Jim?
Neither side could get over the line here. Perhaps one team might be happier, but at the final reckoning, it's honours even and no complaints.
Well, that's it for tonight's match. So it just remains for me to thank Jim Begden alongside me and to wish you all a very good evening.
Sıkıntı var ya. Benim hanım Umre'ye gitti diye savaş patlak verdi. Uçak iptal olmuş. Bugün gelecekti de. Bak gördün ne kadar etkiledi. 2-0 çöp dedik. Yeneceğiz şey yapacağız dedik. 2-2 yaptı adam. Bir mesaj geldi. Sakat ya, bakacağız duruma göre. Gene mi aynı adam geldi? Anlayamadım ki. Bu ne ya? Allah Allah. İlginç. Sanki aynı adam gelmiş gibi geldi bana. Tövbe yarası. Değildir de. Adı neydi? Bakmadık ki hemen koyayım. İtalya diyor. Öteki neydi? Siktir et ya, bakarız biraz sonra.
Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie, the fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. So that's got things underway.
Peter, we're about to see how good Lilian Thuram is. Besides being physically imposing and quick, he's very intelligent and usually that crucial split second ahead of everybody else.
Kaleci çıktı, kendisi vuramadı. Kaleci amına kodum.
And that was very kind of him to oblige so early.
Of, ben bu oyunu nasıl kapatacağım? Yine çıkamadık. Gündüz çıkıyoruz dedik. Hiç şeyim kalmadı ya.
Looking to play him in. The pass is intercepted. This is Owen. This is Messi.
Ya amına kodum çocuğu ya. Ah, alıyoruz. Ya ne yapıyorsun amına kodum, hızlı vurdum ben sola gitsin diye. Amına koyacağım ya sürekli.
Has earned a few nods of approval from the bench. Italy with the corner, they're first. Roberto Carlos goes short. Messi! Oh, it rattles the bar. Oh, that was wicked, a truly wicked effort.
He actually looks pretty annoyed with himself there. He's usually better than that.
Pele tries to play it through. Oh, that's fabulous. Zanetti wins the duel this time. And he's worked it through. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Zanetti calmly anticipates. Gullit is onto it in a flash. Now it's Owen. No, that's been intercepted. Nicely weighted ball. Tries to pass it through. And it's Nedved. And this is Owen. Xabi Alonso does well to get it back. Owen. Knocks it into space. Oh, that's a key interception. Xabi Alonso.
Besiktas are really in a position where patience and prudence will...
And Sola! That's a half-decent try.
Very speculative with little threat, if any, for the keeper.
Besiktas have it back and can go again. Pele, the specialist in tearing teams apart. And it's Roberto Carlos. Italy look happy to sit back for the moment here.
Yeah, everything they're doing screams counter-attack, but it's a long counter-attack. When they win it back, they're not wasting any time. They're just trying to get the runners away as quickly as possible.
Xabi Alonso, who does have an assist to his name. Owen goes for a shot! And it's in! And this is getting better and better.
Well, when it's pieced together as efficiently as that, it's a joy to watch.
Italy are doing very nicely, thank you.
You can really sense how important this goal was for them. They needed it, now they have it.
Well, he can't say now that he hasn't been warned.
Well, he knew what he was taking on there, Peter, and special delivery from the ref.
And he's there to make the challenge. Nedved. Xabi Alonso. Here's a man adored by many, even deified by some. There were better options before the ball was lost. Easy to say from up here, I know. And that's gone loose. And this is Cruyff. Pele. Vieira. Now it's Messi. Messi will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. The message is clear, none shall pass. Besiktas are in need of a lift as we head up towards the break.
Zola. You can never be short of runners into space, as long as the space left behind is filled.
And this is Pele. Oh, good-looking ball. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. Pele. And it's Messi. Now, can they get him away? Ferdinand did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. And this is Hullet. And this is Owen. Pele. Xavi Alonso. Passes coming off in quick succession here. Played into space out wide.
Yeah, we get to see this more and more. Defenders popping up in these positions.
Pele. Referee's had a look, and he's blown his whistle for half-time. To review the first half.
Besiktas certainly can feel happy about how things have gone, but now isn't the time to take their foot off the pedal. They need to keep pushing, keep imposing, don't leave the door open for the opposition.
There's the start of the second half.
Well, I think they have to be positive despite
Yok,
the
çıkamadım
score.
ya.
The one thing they don't want to do, Peter, is give away an early goal. But they can't afford to get
Salak
too
salak
much
adamlara
back.
yardım ediyor oyun, yeniliyoruz maalesef. Şey kullanıyorlar ya. Bira çıkamamış adamları yendiriyor beni. Ne onun adı? Akıllı yardım kullanıyor adamlar ya. Demin yazdım birine, akıllı yardım nasıl? Hoş, iyi mi dedim. Hoşuna gidiyor mu diyorum. Evet diyor, çok güzel diyor. Amına kodum çocuğu. Hani ben halbuki başka bir şey yazacaktım. Adam yumuşak yazınca dedim ben küfür etmeyeyim buna. Ya geç işte amına koyayım. Niye tutturuyorsun şu? Ah. Bak ya Allah'ım ya. Foul yapacağım şimdi. Olmayacak. Kayacağım, olmayacak. Bak işte başladılar. Allah'ım ya. Bak. Al şunu, al sök. Ha. Amına kodumun çocuğu. Ya ya. Sinir oldum ya. Amına kodum çocuklarına sinir oluyorum ya. Hadi oğlum, hadi oğlum. Uyuz oluyorum abi. Hindi de benim az önce yeneceğim 2-0 yendiğim adama 2-2 kaldım. Mesaj geldi de benim uçak iptal olmuş. Kaldım orada bilmem ya. Ne zaman şey yapacaklar acaba? Şu savaşa bir anlaşma yapsalar bari gelene kadar. Dursa da bir açılsa hava şeyi. Ondan sonra devam edebilirler. Kaldık amına koyayım ya. Moralim bozulunca şak hemen mesaj geldi. Hemen 2-0'dan 2-2 yaptı adam. Oynayamadım. Bir şey olmasa bari ya. Vuruyordu da kurtardık. Lan! Yavaş tut şerefsiz. Yavaş tut topu be.
Get on the end of this. He can run onto that. That is lovely.
Amına kodumun oğlu. Amına kodumun oğlu.
Besiktas really are going about things in the right fashion, Peter. It's great to see.
There is an irresistible, irrepressible look about them here.
Well, the question now is whether they can sustain it.
Siktiğimin hareketini sikerim senin. Amına kodumun oğlu.
Messi was
Hareketini
alert to the
siktiğim.
possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. And here's Owen. Xavi Alonso, gently done. And here's Owen.
They may end up with some regret with this tactic, but you have to admire their commitment to goals.
Kaça niye? Abi niye alamadın onu? Niye alamıyorsun ya?
Pele
Hadi
really
oğlum
needed
hızlanın
to
biraz.
concentrate on protecting
Ah
the ball.
yanlış verdim
Then
pası.
again,
Ona değil öne verseydim goldü be. Ah.
Pele. Genuine physical edge about this game. It is quite attritional. And here's Messi. Passing nice and neat. Passes short and sharp. Early ball out from the back. Van Dijk.
Maç bitti amına koyayım ya.
It is looking like the end. If anything's going to happen, it's got to happen now.
At least they're going about it as they should, having brought this on themselves.
Zola.
Well, it's probably safe to say now, Peter, that it's going to be all about game management from here.
Hadi al. Koş koş koş koş koş koş koş koş koş.
Now it's Hullet. And the shot!
Allah'ım girsene. Girsene. Çok çektim. İyi
He was there
çektim.
to get a vital touch.
Ha.
Thought he had the beating of the keeper.
Ulan ya.
All the big boys are set for this. It's like land of the giants in here.
Per l'Italia, numero 21, numero 11, Owen, numero 19,
Climbs up big!
numero 10,
He's
numero
missed, but
13,
not by that far.
Yeah, it's good movement though. A bit unlucky he couldn't actually steer it goalwards.
il numero 14, il numero 20, il numero 17,
Roberto Carlos.
Oyna zamana oyna oğlum oyna.
And that will be it. Besiktas justifiably find this a hard one to swallow. They gave it their all.
Evet, gördüğünüz gibi uğraş. Bakalım. Ha, ne kodum. Neyse dur bakalım. 1709'a düştük. Şunları biraz öne vurduralım ya. Oynamayacak, kapatacaktım da dur ben ya. Puan düşünce insanın
So bring it on. Hype, expectation, emotion. The game yet to kick off. The excitement already palpable.
Against Barcelona.
Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. blows the whistle. Well, there is David Villa, a player whose thirst for goals is unquenchable. One of Spain's finest ever strikers, Nick.
Yes, I think his record speaks for itself, Peter. He's far from just a poacher. I like the way he's constantly on the move, creating space for others, and he's got the creativity to play in deeper roles if needed. They need to play this quicker in transitions like this.
That's been slipped through. Oh, well played. A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
And the pass is intercepted. Well, quality clearly deserted him at the crucial moment.
Encouraged the pass with an intelligent run, but the pass just lacked pace.
Now it's Torres. David Villa unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. And the assistant referee has his flag raised for offside.
Ben Türkiye'de yaşamıyorum kardeş. Onun için 5 çizgi. Like atıp abone olmayı unutmayın. Bir zahmet.
Now who's going to be first to this? And that's a throw-in. Neymar. And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
Cafu. Oh, there's a probing ball. That pass isn't the best. It is early, but the game hasn't yet sparked into life.
Hadi oğlum bir geçse bir geçse.
Roberto
Bir
Carlos.
geçsem.
Now it's Villa.
Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt
Çok
with
güzel.
their
Hadi.
backs to go.
Süper. Geç onu geç.
He's going to be
Mesaj.
disappointed with that. Now it's Torres. Torres. He's beaten the keeper. But hit the
900 bir ayağım
post.
kablama devam 4-5 seninki biber.
It's O'Shea.
Evet binlik benimki şey. Bende fiber var. Binlik kraliçenin interneti var ya. Bilmiyorum artık. Burada zaten Londra'da zaten bir de şey de var. Ha. Ne o bu? GONAMi'nin serverı da var ya. Yapmayacaktım da ya sinirim bozuldu ya. Yapmam ben aslında. Atsın adam golü. Red ay kırmızıyı da yedik. Neyse kimdi o acaba? Bir de gol yedik üstüne. Yapma bari gol yedim. Evet arkadaşlar bu moral bozmaya başladı. Ben yine kaçar. Akşam bir daha deneriz. Oldu olmadı olmadı olmadı. Aman korum. Bitsin de şu. Belli orada adam ya. Adamın orada. Kim yedi ben kırmızıyı? Ona bakmam lazım. Ha işte. Ah süper al. Ya oğlum niye açıyorsun ayağından ya? Ben anlamam abi. Oğlum niye atmıyorsun? Sen atardın bunları be. Aynen doğru diyor. Türkiye'de 100 veriyorsa adam sana 100 diyorsa 70 veriyor, 60 veriyor, 65 veriyor veya 50 veriyor neyse. Yalan yani inanmam. Anca adamı dolandırmayı biliyorlar bizim ülkede. Amına koydum çocukları. Haram zıkkım olsun. Kimsenin internet bir de sabit gelmiyor. 100 gelse de hadi tamam 100 desin. 100 gelsin. Adam sabit vermiyor. Bir düşüyor bir iniyor. Bir düşüyor bir iniyor. Şeyi de var. Sen söyle adını. Upload'u da boktan. Bu sefer ne oluyor? Adamlar oynayamıyor bizimkiler. Bizde bende yine sabit binse oynasa bile hiç fark ettirmiyor yani. Bine bin benim mesela.
Fernando Torres
İlk geldiğinde
tries to pass it through.
hadi oğlum bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
That is not the best
Oho.
ball. And he offers
Ananı avradını, ananı avradını
He
be.
just didn't seem to get enough on the
Tövbeler
pass
olsun
keeper, did he?
be.
not the most accurate pass.
Sen yaparsın bunu. Ananı sikeyim. Of of.
And they really should have been made to pay.
Well, let that be a lesson to them. If they don't stay
Ulan
focused
ya.
all the time, they're going to be made to pay.
Daha kırmızı kart kimde diye bakmadık bile. Kimde çıkan
David Villa showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. And here's Torres. He's shifting through the gears here, and Torres! Big relief, it just needed better contact.
What a fabulous run. Okay, it didn't come off in the end, Peter, but that would surely spark some kind of response from those around him.
That's a little off target.
atacağın pası çakayım seni.
O'Shea, pass somewhat off target. He's gone forward. Now this could be a chance. He can run onto that. Not the most convincing of passes.
Has been indicated.
Neymar. And that could well leave a mark. And he's only too happy to take that back. Oh, that's fabulous. Besiktas do have a chance to counter here. Nedved. Nice control. Zanetti. And that pass. And the whistle goes for half-time. There's been no shortage of industry or intent thus far. A little inspiration and inventiveness, perhaps the only things lacking. What do you think we're up to after 45 minutes?
Well, Peter, there's no doubting that the situation is quite bleak when you're not only losing, but a man down as well. And while the break is most welcome in giving the opportunity for the players to regroup, there's no doubting that the next 45 minutes are going to be extremely difficult.
So we're straight back at it at the start of the second half.
Well, I think in these circumstances, it's all about how to adjust the balance of your team. I mean, you want to get back in it as soon as possible, but without leaving yourself too open.
Well, that looks a decent ball. Zanetti promptly onto that, and that is that. Neymar. David Villa. Good ball, good take. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
Oh, that's brilliantly defended, though. It looked destined for a goal.
Abi bastım ben ya.
And he's away.
Yemin ediyorum bastım ya.
Bergkamp cross. A mighty effort. Harmlessly behind.
Barcelona have really been terrific at snuffing out the threat. Now for something different.
Lovely pass, but can he get there? Face to face. Great chance! They've done it! 2 up now, and they are cruising. The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Just when they thought they may be in at one end, they end up shipping a goal at the other, and it's all due to wonderful counter-attacking. They hardly had time to even react, and there's only one word to describe that: clinical.
So that's 2 now without reply.
Yeah, and you have to say that the contrast of moods are very visible now. They really fancy themselves to go and wrap things up.
Now it's Torres.
Look, they've had their chance to regroup and rethink. Now they've got to stir a revival.
Roberto Carlos. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. He's found a way through. Oh no, this does not look good. Bergkamp. is the distributor-in-chief, always looking for movers. Looking for the run. Can he finish? He has done it! Right back in the game! Oh, beautifully dispatched. There was no reaching that.
That's expertly finished, and he's done that so often.
We have got ourselves a game here.
Oh, we have a very different game on our hands now, all of a sudden. This one's totally up for grabs.
That has not gone well. Barcelona are looking to play on the counter here, aren't they?
Well, I think it's pretty clear they've changed their shape, certainly when defending at least, because they've got to be ready to hit them hard on the counter-attack, and that seems to be the plan.
Knocks it into space. Nedved. That's a shade optimistic.
Well, it's definitely the right attitude and application, Peter. They've got to keep pushing.
Well, they're looking a whole lot more urgent now.
You know, the interest value in this.
Neymar! Now, who's going to be first to this? Oh, he's been caught on it here. That's smartly reclaimed. Bergkamp. And he's being shifted off it.
If they want to counter, they could do with more speed.
Whatever he had in mind, that was not it.
Oh, it's great work in terms of both purpose and intensity.
And he cuts out the supply. Nedved.
Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
Nedved. No, not quite on the same wavelength.
Besiktas really are showing all the necessary urgency, but it's potency they need.
Davids. Oh, this looks sharp. Spread out to the left. He is through here. Here's a corner. Good chance.
Substitution in progress.
And we have our very first corner. Barcelona are looking to go forward now. Threads one in. And he's picked it up out wide. Besiktas are in dire need of a breakthrough. Can they?
Well, it's looking like too little too late, but they are giving it all they have.
Now it's Maradona.
I think we're about to see a frenetic finish. No half measures from here.
Good looking ball. He steps in, and that's decent chance! It's got in! He's put through his own net!
Well, that's really unfortunate. He'll be tricking himself at the moment, and believe me, I know how that feels.
So one moment's crazy confusion, but they all count.
Well, that's something you don't expect at a match like this, but I guess you have to take whatever way it comes, and very gratefully.
Neymar. That's a sharp pass. And the number on the board is 3. Now it's Owen. Owen! And that is that. Besiktas were a team not short on effort, but ultimately they were found wanting when it mattered.
2 haftada Fenerbahçe'nin 4 puanı gitti. 2 tane penaltısı verilse şu anda puanlar eşit. Bak şimdi Alper Akarsu efendi sen bunu görmüyorsun. Zaten maçta bir tavrın bir şey istin böyle bir sert bir şeyler bir sinemalar yapıyorsun. Atilla Karaoğlan VAR'da görmüyorsunuz. Başka statlarda başka şeyler olduğu zaman orada görmüyorsunuz veya çalıyorsunuz. Fenerbahçe iş gelince şampiyonluk yarışında Fenerbahçe biraz sallanıyor diye geçen hafta Kadıköy'de net vermiyorsun penaltıyı. VAR da görmüyor geçen hafta ikisi de kör. 3 maymunla oynuyorsunuz Kadıköy'de. Şimdi Antalya'da da oynuyorsunuz. 4 puanı Fenerbahçe'nin 2 haftada bu penaltıları verse 4 puanı bitti. Şu anda Galatasaray'la eşit. Bırakın ya siz takım kötü oynar eder. Sizin işiniz o değil. Yani kendi kafanıza göre bir bilet kesme veya kötü oyunu cezalandırma sizin işiniz değil.
ناو هواپیمابر آبراهام لینکلن ارتش آمریکا با 4 فروند موشک کروز مورد حمله قرار گرفت. پس از حمله این ناوها از محل استفاده
Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. Well, if you did just miss it, we are up and running already. So, Jim, who would you identify as the key man in this fixture?
Well, I get the feeling, Peter, that this guy, Michael Elise, will be very much on show here. He's, I think, superb in that position on the right-hand side. I don't want to see him moved anywhere else in the team because he's expert in that area. And I think the next phase in his career now is to start scoring more goals. He's already pretty proficient at that, but he's good enough to add many more goals to his game, and he could do some damage here too.
I'm thinking the same. He will be a central feature, no doubt. And it's Musiala. Truthfully, it was hard to see any better outcome there. And he has slightly undercooked that one.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
Now it's Elise. It is a corner, good chance.
They've got a healthy number of very tall targets to pick out from this corner.
The Netherlands can try it again now. Corner number 2 then. And it's been taken short. And here's Musiala. And now they can spring out of defence. He has found the way through. And this is Ribery. Oh, well cut out. No margin for error there at all. And they can counter here. Passes coming off in quick succession here. Oh, that's fabulous. Ødegaard. Musiala. Costa Curta did well to stay calm there. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. Rodri. Now it's Rafael Leao. And here's Musiala.
Yeah, I've had a quick review of what we've seen so far, and I can confirm we're in a shot-free zone.
And that's gone loose. Well, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. And it is was clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
Rafael Leao receives it in a wide position. Intercepts the throw, that's well read. Musiala, and it's Ødegaard. Aimed beyond the defence. Rodri. Koundé. And it's Rodri. Now Ødegaard. Oh, this looks sharp. He's had a fair tumble under that challenge. Pass somewhat off target. Approaching the half-hour mark. Musiala. Calafiori. Ødegaard. Here's a man adored by many, even deified by some. And that is as far as they're going to go. Koundé. Now Saliba. And it's a crossfield ball towards the other flank. And it's Musiala. Well-timed, excellent interception. Now it's Rafael Leao. And here's Dembele. Now it's Olise. Olise driving forward. And the finish! Now that is commitment to the cause. So, third corner of the game. Besiktas are looking to go forward now. And he's being shifted off it. Half-time rapidly approaching, and it's still goalless. Costa Curta gets across to intercept that. And that was nowhere near his best. Well, that had the makings of something quite promising, but it's fizzled out into nothing. And here's Musiala. Nicely weighted ball. Cruyff. Oh, that's really good play on the right. He's driving forward, and he's picked it up out wide. And just too much on that. Olise. Now it's Rafael Leao.
There will be 1 minute.
That's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Ødegaard. Now it's Rafael Leao.
Such good technique.
Driving forward. Now it's Musiala. And it's half-time here. A decent enough half, but neither side able to get on the score sheet. Time for some fresh ideas in the second period, perhaps. How would you review the first half?
Well, simply put, Peter, they haven't been good enough to trouble the opposition. They need to play with more courage in the second half and a lot more intent.
Still waiting for this to take off. It's goalless at half-time. And the game has already resumed here.
Besiktas really are going to need to improve in a hurry if they don't want to fall behind here. Upping the intensity and the tempo will be their starting point.
Decent chance! Oh, it's fallen kindly here. He's missed, but not by that far.
Yeah, it's good movement, though. A bit unlucky he couldn't actually steer it goalwards.
Calafiori.
How many interceptions have we seen now? Someone's got to up the quality and set an example.
Nothing wrong with that tackle. Ball won cleanly. Calafiori. Ødegaard. Rodri. Now it's Rafael Leao. Musiala. Showing great feet there. Cruyff. Not the most accurate pass. Ødegaard. It looked as though that might lead to something quite promising, but it turned out that that was not the case. Played back in. Neymar. And he's managed to get free. And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Up towards the hour mark and still no goals. Rodri, looking for options for movement. And this is Neymar, and he shapes the shoots! And it's in! First blood drawn! And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Just when they thought they may be in at one end, they end up shipping a goal at the other, and it's all due to wonderful counter-attacking. They hardly had time to even react, and there's only one word to describe that: clinical.
Substitution in progress.
Time then for the first substitution of the game. So the first goal of the game.
Well, it looks like a bit of half-time encouragement was all that was needed, because we have a very different game on our hands now, Peter.
Your impression so far, Jim?
Well, the message they're sending out now is pretty loud and clear. Let's grab a second goal and give ourselves an element of comfort.
Koundé. And if you have just joined us, still just one goal between them. And the score is 1-0. The referee's awarded a free kick. Well, he can't say now that he hasn't been warned.
Well, he knew what he was taking on there, Peter, and special delivery from the ref.
Saliba. Knocks it into space. Koundé. Rodri.
Well, they keep pressing like that as long as they can.
Good ball, good take. Turan. Well read, nice interception. Calafiori. The Netherlands looking to pass their way through. Ødegaard. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Mosquera kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Delivers with whip. Oh, that was vital.
That's exactly what they need to keep doing. Carry on plugging away, and eventually you might just get that little break.
Well, they're looking a whole lot more urgent now.
They just need to sort out their end product, and quickly.
Oh, what has happened here? He is just caressing the ball. And he's decided to go for it. Oh, that could cost them.
I don't think he can quite believe he didn't capitalise on that. He clearly fancied his chances.
That's good pressing, squeezing the play. Looking for the run. That's pretty clear, it is a foul. And he has shown him a yellow card. Well, there is concern on the faces of the players standing around him here.
Substitution for Besiktas. Neymar, number 9.
This looks like a more than decent chance to strike. Might be dangerous. And the shot! No mistake! And this is getting better and better. That was fabulous. The most adept of touches, the smoothest of finishes.
Yeah, the touch before the finish is so often the critical part, and we've just seen an example.
And when the manager called on him, he was only too happy to repay that faith.
That's just as the manager would have seen it, an impact sub.
Things starting to look very comfortable. Well, that's pretty much sealed it now, and surely, Peter, we're not going to see any complacency after that. Well, it did incur the wrath of the referee and has earned himself a booking in the process. Well, sometimes a loose foul can trigger a completely different spell of play, and it makes even less sense. He's had it taken off him. Great vision. Saliba. And Rafinha. Defending was strong and firm. Lookman. Oh, great feet, that. He's played it back. They're really getting no time to think on the ball here. It's a pretty loose pass.
There will be 3 minutes added time.
He's got plenty of space out wide here. And he was alert to it. Ledved. Pullet is wide and looking to get onto this. And there's green grass ahead of him. Pullet. Rafinha. Oh, that's well spotted. And the referee brings it to a close. Besiktas are chirpy, cheerful and contented. Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium, and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now.
Against Thailand.
Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. Well, we're on the way. Well, Peter, at this stage we often focus on the creative and goal-scoring talent, but I'm going to mention a defender in Lilian Thuram. As good as they come for me,
very strong.
Gets his head on it! That needed to be better, and he knows it.
Well, this is simple. The supply is to be admired. The defending is to be admonished.
Pass somewhat off target. And for a moment you felt that was going somewhere, but they'll have to go again. Szoboszlai. No, not quite on the same wavelength. Szoboszlai! Oh no, it's an own goal!
Well, that's really unfortunate. He'll be kicking himself at the moment, and believe me, I know how that feels.
It's a huge moment for the game and a shocking moment for him personally, but it happened at the best possible time. This is recoverable. So one moment's crazy confusion, but they all count.
Look, often chances are hard to come by in these games, so just one mistake could be all it takes to make the difference.
Now it's Rodri, produces a cross. Neymar, distributed tidily. Now it's Hullet, showing great feet there. He is through here. Elects to cross. Raya claims it without any fuss. Thailand have got it back and they'll have another go. It's a pretty loose pass. Vinicius Junior. Alexander-Arnold. Oh, he's been caught on it here. And it's Koundé.
Besiktas really can't go chasing this game too soon. Any rash decisions now could see them lose it.
Rodri. Thailand applying the press here, a high press.
Yeah, we see this so often these days, but it does demand an awful lot of work rate and, of course, the discipline, because it has...
Bullish header! Harmlessly behind.
I thought it was a really good break. No shortage of pace nor intensity. Exactly what's required when on the counter-attack.
Koundé. Rijkaard. That's Park Ji-sung. Well-timed, excellent interception. Alexander-Arnold. For Szoboszlai. No, that's been intercepted. It's a threatening ball. Has a shot! Magnificent! Sumptuous finish, an absolute joy! Besiktas back on level terms! The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
And that has added a whole new complexion to the game. Well, he's having a shot! Oh, it's a beauty! About as smooth as it gets. And they've got their lead back. Just so calm under pressure, and he managed to fashion a fine finish.
Such a well-worked finish. It looked like he was going to be shut down, but he thrives in situations like that.
Thailand get themselves into the lead.
Look, he's the one everyone expects to put the ball in the net. That's what he's paid to do.
Looking to play him in. Szoboszlai is wide and looking to get onto this. Szoboszlai.
Deserved a better ball there. He's right to be disappointed.
Neymar, a player who needs no introduction.
Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
Couldn't squeeze it through. Half an hour played now. Now it's Haaland. Now, can they get him away? Oh, perfectly measured that. Szoboszlai. That has been cut short. Well seen, saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped.
And it's Neymar. Koundé. Besiktas are in need of a lift as we head up towards the break. Bastoni. Vinicius Junior. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Bastoni does really well to win the ball there. Koundé. Nedved. And Alexander-Arnold. Vinicius Junior. Szoboszlai. He's found a way through. Pull it.
There will be 1 minute
Now
added
it's
time.
Neymar. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Koundé. And the half-time whistle goes. So we have here a genuinely competitive game with neither team truly in control. A single goal the difference at half-time.
The own goal was symptomatic of their first half performance. They're not at it.
Remove any cars parked on the road outside the stadium. Substitution.
There's the start of the second half.
Besiktas really need to bring up their intensity and rhythm a notch or two, Peter. Just looked at a step too slow on everything.
Nedved.
A lot of space here, a real opportunity.
Mbappe. Mbappe was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. Mbappe. Rijkaard. And it's Son Heung-min. Alexander-Arnold. And Koundé. And back to the goalkeeper. Alexander-Arnold. Koundé. And it's Koundé. Now it's Haaland. Son Heung-min. Looking for options for movement. Oh, no joy this time. Besiktas really looking to get back into this at the start of the second half. Oh, he's put a shade too much on that. Koundé. What a throw in.
It was indecision all round. They have to do a bit better than that.
And he's had it nicked away. Tries to play it through. Alexander-Arnold. Szoboszlai.
That's good pressing. It's really squeezing everything.
Nicely shaped ball. Neymar. Oh, that's a fine interception.
That's exactly what they need to keep doing. Carry on plugging away and eventually you might just get that little break.
Well, they're looking a whole lot more urgent now.
A lucky break would certainly help their cause now.
That's a lovely pass. He's tried one! Now, who's going to be first to this?
Besiktas may only be one behind, but they're showing much in terms of threatening parity.
Now it's Park Ji-sung. He's a sharp little ball here. Crosses it in. That should be the goalkeeper's, and it is. Rodri. pull it. Well played. That has snuffed out the danger. And it's Alexander-Arnold. And the pass is intercepted. Short changes him with that pass. Great vision. Szoboszlai. Koundé. Here's Rodri. Closing in on the last quarter of an hour. Bastoni. Out of play for a throw.
Substitution for Besiktas. Mbappe. Neymar. Gullit. Number 11. Nedved.
And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Number 9.
Alexander-Arnold.
Johan Cruyff.
That's a throw.
Number 18. Maradona. Ribery. Number 5. Puyol.
Ball's out. It'll be a throw-in again. And they've switched it over to the other side. Rodri. Not the most accurate pass. Now that looks a decent ball. Now then, the ball's come loose.
Besiktas really might just end up kicking themselves after that. That could well have been it.
Besiktas must do something here and very quickly.
Well, it's looking like too little too late, but they are giving it all they have.
Alexander-Arnold. And it's Alexander-Arnold. Nesta spots it and intercepts. Son Heung-min. Alexander-Arnold. And Koundé. It's Park Ji-soo. Rodri. No unnecessary risks, and the game is petering out here. Alexander-Arnold. Threads one in. Oh, he's managed to get himself offside.
Well, it's probably safe to say now, Peter, that it's going to be all about game management from here.
Oh, good read.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
And that could set him on his way. Just eases him off the ball.
Has been indicated.
Alexander-Arnold. And it's Thuram. Can he finish? And yes, it's there! We thought it was over. It's all square once more. Well, one moment you're in possession, the next you're picking the ball out of your own net. Referee looks at his watch and blows his whistle. A good watch, more than a good watch actually, certainly from a sporting perspective. Oh, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. And as you can see, we've already started here. Well, they do call it the beautiful game. And the finish! Good run, lovely take, but that is where it stopped.
Oh, it's very good running, that. You're always going to have chances with that kind of movement.
Bumps him off it and wins back the ball. Thiago carries the ball down the right, threads one in. Soboslai looking to run onto it.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Well, there is a look that says it all. A piercing stare.
Yeah, he just...
Soboslai! And the keeper has reacted superbly there.
Soboslai clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
And here's Soboslai. Shoots! Well, there's contact there one way or another. Oh, it's a penalty. And that really is the last thing they wanted to do. So this the chance to fire his team in front. 1-0, never any doubt. A time for a cool head, and that is precisely what he showed.
Played a game of double bluff here, I think.
Besiktas finding themselves unexpectedly behind. And this is Messi. Oh, he's goes for a shot! Oh, taken with style. They have heard the starter's pistol and come racing out of the blocks. It was casual, it was careless, and it has proven costly.
Yeah, they were made to pay for not moving the ball smartly enough through a very strong pressing wave.
So that's two now without reply.
Well, that's really winded the opposition. You can see that.
He's done very well to get to that.
Owen actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
He's on it. Can he get away? Flashes it across. Goal kick as confirmed by the referee. Best.
Well, I wouldn't quite advise they should resort to risk-taking at this stage. There's plenty of time left yet.
Oh, easy pickings there. Foul and a free kick in a very dangerous area. And no surprise, that's a booking.
Yeah, well, they were exposed and vulnerable, and he knew he had to do something to prevent a goal then.
He's having a good look here. Soboslai! Now, who's going to be first to this? Well, that tackle was certainly sturdy. Now it's Pele. He could be in here. Davids. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. Well, he has slightly undercooked that one.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
Couldn't squeeze it through. Can he get it through? And he was quick to react. Tottenham are looking lively here. They're playing with more zest, more purpose.
They are, and it's all because of the movement we're seeing down the flanks, and I think they look as if they're going to cause some real problems to that opposing defence. Both flanks are working quite well now.
Szoboszlai plays the game a step ahead of almost anyone. Roberto Carlos perfectly measured that. Szoboszlai. Thiago. Now, can they get him away? He can run onto that. Well read, and the danger is averted, and he's being shifted off it. Now it's Pele. And it's Rijkaard. Messi takes a shot!
We'll simply have to tip his hat to the keeper here because that was a magnificent save.
Zanetti. To Thiago. Oh, we expected better, and so did he. Roberto Carlos. Well, that looks a decent ball. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Oh, well measured. He's shifting through the great chance! And it's there! Up by 3. They have their boot on the throats of their foes. There was no getting to that. No getting to it at all. Expertly done.
Well, Peter, I think the keeper knew straight away he was never going to get to it.
Tottenham find a position of real strength now. Tottenham with their first corner. The first in the game for either side, actually. Now it's Owen. That has not gone well. It looked as though that might lead to something quite promising, but it turned out that that was not the case. Can he latch on to this? Pull it. Tries to pass it through. Oh, perfectly measured that.
There will be 3
Striker
minutes at a
is the
time.
distributor-in-chief, always looking for movers. Szoboszlai. Thiago running with the ball. And this is Pele! He's found a way past. Pele proves just a little bit too strong. Now it's Neymar. Pele. And that'll be the final action of the first half.
Amına koyayım, sıktı beni ya, sikeceğim oyununun da şimdi var ya. Bir şey yapamadın var ya, insanın oynayası gelmiyor amına kodum oyunu ya.
Please take some time out to give your support to our better stadium opponents.
There's the start of the second half.
Besiktas really have played into their opponent's hands here, Peter, and they need to sharpen up. They'll get chances in this second half, I'm sure of that. They just have to make sure they don't waste them.
It's a pretty loose pass. Now it's Owen, and this is Neymar. Szoboszlai. Pass somewhat off target. Pass is just off target. Well, quality clearly deserted him at the crucial moment.
He made it look a bit predictable.
In with the challenge. Now it's Pele. Looking for the run. And this is Pele. Lovely pass, but can he get there?
Well, yet another interception and a show of
Thiago! Comfortable claim for the keeper.
Thiago.
Boşuna oynuyoruz amına koyayım ya.
But maybe there were better options for
Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Looking to play him in. That's a shade optimistic.
There's no doubt it's a long way back, but they can at least give us something to believe the gap might be closed.
Neymar. Looking for a corner. It's run loose. Who's going to get there? And now a sudden chance to counter. Engages and forces him off the ball. I have to say that was an exemplary tackle. Stopped him dead in his tracks. No, not quite on the same wavelength. Pele. And no, that was never going to make it. And they're not going to make any further progress now. And no, he's seen through all of that. Zanetti. Zanetti charging forward, the ball at his feet. Time and again they are repelled. Some good work on the right flank here. While facing up to his adversary, this is a formidable matchup. Can he get away here? Davids going full tilt down the left. Thiago. And it's Zanetti. And he's intervened well there. Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
Well, the pass wasn't good enough, and he knows it.
Pele unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. Thiago with an air of confidence about him, a certain swagger.
Well, you can't...
That's pretty clear, it is a foul. And he is going into that little black book. It's a good 30, 35 yards out, this. What a save from Peter Schmeichel! Great football, shot and save.
The moans and groans are predictable. He felt compelled to try.
Tottenham have the chance to go the other way. Thiago. Tottenham looking to pass their way through. Davids. He steps in, and that's the end of that. Neymar, and he's there to make the challenge. Nicely weighted ball. He's picked his way through. Messi has it in a wide position. Goes for goal! And that's off target.
It's certainly a bold attempt, and there's nothing wrong with that. Shame he didn't work the keeper a bit more, though.
Yeter, yapacak bir şey yok. Bırakıyoruz. Görüşürüz. Kapatıyorum.
Can I guess where you...
And that's it.
Sen bir...
And with that, it's time for me to thank Jim Beglin and to wish you a very good evening.
Görüşürüz Yılmaz. Olmuyor işte. Çıkamayız. Biz 2'nin adamıyız ya. 2'den 1'e çıkamayız ya. Yapacak bir şey yok. Birlik değiliz yani demek ki. Bir türlü çıkamayız ya. 1760'a geleceğiz 2-3 kere. Yine çıkamayız. Bak amına kodum çocuğuna. Sanki şeydeki gibi oynuyor amına. Sanki ilk 500'deki gibi oynadı amına kodum çocuğu. Ah, neyse. Kaçar.